The path of Naoya Inoue has never been walked by the timid or the fragile. His journey through the ring has been a pilgrimage of violence, precision, and unshakable purpose. Every opponent who stepped in front of him believing he was just another rising star quickly learned that Inoue was something far more dangerous. He was a monster carved from discipline, molded by heritage and sharpened by the codes of warriors who lived and died by honor. And when someone dared to spit on that code, they awakened a storm more terrifying than anything they had prepared for. Inoue's declaration echoed like a threat carved into stone. He would smash them. He knew he would. And these filthy rascals, blind in arrogance, stepped forward believing they could desecrate the honor of the humble Naoya Inoue without consequence. But they were not walking toward a simple fight. They were marching straight beneath the katana of a samurai of vengeance, a blade polished and ready to claim their souls inside the arena. In the World Boxing Super Series semi-final, the stakes were already enormous. 2 belts sat on the line, the WBA and the IBF titles, and across from Inoue stood the undefeated prodigy Emmanuel Rodriguez. A gifted boxer, technical, composed, and widely respected as one of the most refined bantamweights of his generation. But Rodriguez had committed a sin that went beyond competition. Before the fight, in the quiet air of the gym, his coach shoved Inoue's father. A reckless act done in arrogance, but to a man like Inoue it was an act of unforgivable disrespect. This was no longer a fight for the belts. It was a fight for honor, a clash fueled not by rankings or legacy but by the burning need to restore dignity. When Inoue entered the arena, he was not simply ready. He was boiling with the fury of a son who had sworn revenge. The moment the bell rang, the spirit of vengeance seemed to surge through Inoue's veins. His punches came not from muscle alone but from a deeper fire. He became a storm of speed and technique, blending ruthless precision with breathtaking timing. Rodriguez, undefeated and untouched by anything resembling true punishment in his career, was suddenly drowning under an avalanche of power he had no time to prepare for. A devastating barrage left him frozen, and then came the left hook that cracked his defenses wide open and dropped him for the first time in his life. The arena erupted, sensing the shift in fate. Inoue was not done. Following the ancient warrior's code, he finished the job with a sequence so violent and so exact that it silenced any doubt. Rodriguez collapsed again, eyes lost, spirit shattered. The fight ended in brutal fashion, and Inoue had avenged his father in a way only a monster with a samurai's heart could. The belts were his, but more importantly, honor had been restored. His next test came against MacDonald, a champion of great pedigree with 30 wins and a reputation for never falling to a knockout. MacDonald was tall, experienced, and brimming with confidence that inflated his ego to unreasonable levels. He believed he could bully Inoue. He believed his size and his record would intimidate the smaller Japanese destroyer. But the moment the referee motioned for them to begin, Inoue carved into him with the coldness of a man settling a score. Every jab was sharp, every hook was thrown like a hammer. The Brit tried to backpedal, but nowhere in the ring offered escape. Recalling every arrogant word MacDonald had spoken, Inoue washed the fighter's pride away with fast, cruel fists until the champion crumbled. It was clinical. It was merciless. It was another statement to the world that Inoue reigned not just with skill, but with absolute dominance. Then came Antonio Neves, a stern, cold-blooded professional armed with knockouts and experience. At the time, Inoue was still green in the eyes of many analysts, untested outside Japan, questioned for the strength of his opposition. Neves stepped forward confidently, insisting that Inoue had never faced a real threat. The moment the fight began, his fists went straight for Inoue's jaw, launching the kind of aggression only a veteran would dare attempt. For a moment the test seemed real. But Inoue, remembering every dismissive word, unleashed the power many still doubted he possessed. He attacked Neves with relentless precision, cutting the ring, breaking his rhythm, and drilling into the body with a liver shot so sharp it carved through the American's core like a spear. Neves collapsed, gasping for breath, his confidence drained from his body as fast as the strength in his legs. Though he rose again, his corner had seen enough. They saved their fighter from the total destruction that awaited him. Inoue walked away victorious, the doubts silenced, his reputation sharpened further. But perhaps no opponent disrespected Inoue as boldly as Warito Penis. Early in his career, still only 22 years old, Inoue faced a vastly more experienced rival. Penis danced freely around the ring, mocking him, refusing to take him seriously. He dodged punches, winked at the crowd, and taunted Inoue with the arrogance of a man convinced he could not be touched. But a samurai does not tolerate mockery. When Inoue finally found his distance and landed his shot, Penis dropped like a marionette with its strings severed. The audience gasped. The showboater staggered back up and continued his antics, but Inoue had already activated his punishment. What followed was not a fight, it was an execution. Each punch carried the weight of discipline and fury, and with every strike, Inoue pushed him closer to the realm where boxers forget their pride. By the second round, Penis was finished, broken by a young warrior who refused to bow to any insult. Patrapan Kokiajim, PC Barnborn, was another who believed he could mock the monster. Even as Inoue tore through him with combinations that shredded every inch of his defense, the Thai fighter lifted his chin arrogantly, hinting that Inoue's power was nothing special. But arrogance has never been a defense against military-grade precision. Inoue melted his jaw with crushing shots, breaking his stance and his resolve. When the final blow struck, knocking him into a dizzying spiral that left him collapsing like a puppet with no strings, the crowd understood. They were witnessing a master, not of boxing alone but of knockout artistry. PC Barnborn's consciousness faded under the weight of a masterpiece. And so the legend continued. Opponent after opponent, Inoue punished those who dared to act without respect. Each fight became a lesson in humility delivered through blistering speed and devastating power. He proved again and again that in the presence of a true warrior, disrespect carries a price paid in pain. Thank you for watching this dramatic journey into the rise of Naoya Inoue. Which knockout shocked you the most? Which opponent deserved the punishment he received? Share your thoughts in the comments, hit the like button if you enjoyed this breakdown, and subscribe for more cinematic boxing stories and deep fight analysis.